Heyo everybody, Haku here with my read-through or live reaction for Soloist in a Cage chapters 12, 13, and 14. Sorry that this one has been such a long time since the last one. So this has been like next on my list of things to get to for forever, and just stuff keeps coming up like, okay, I need to do this first, then I can do it. I need to do this first, then I can do it. And it's taken me forever to finally get to it. But the last two episodes coming after this, or the last two videos for you to see, probably won't take very long. I'm planning to go weekly, so next week you'll see chapters 15, 16, and 17, and then the last three chapters will be the week after that, unless by some crazy miracle I just have like a ton of free time next week or something, and I'm like, you know what, let me do both videos next week. But yeah, I'm excited to see what basically the second half of the series is going to be about. Like I've mentioned throughout my videos on it, it's definitely not what I expected it to be after the first few chapters, but it is still really well made and all, and I feel like you can't blame it too much for the shortcomings, given that it feels like it was meant to be a longer series. It feels like there was a lot more planned for it, and just stuff outside of the creator's control kind of got in the way, and it sort of forced things to be the way they are. But I am interested, so let's just start reading chapter 12. So starting off, we're seeing a bit of the Ark's inner workings, it looks like, probably. The Ark needed to escape Prison City. Can it be completed? Alright. A flawless diagram every time. Impressive as always, Leo. And then the kid looks over, and we have these creepy cult guys in the masks. What are you looking at, Brad? Or at least I'm assuming they're the creepy cult guys. You'd better finish today's work quick, or we'll gobble you up. Those dummies don't even know what we're making here. Don't you dare think we're gonna take this forever. Gina, I got a message from Keith. Each group leader's gathering in the meeting room. Leo's going to visit our house. He's finally making his move. The day Sergeant Yoshiki died. Oh, we're seeing what happened when he got taken to the cathedral or whatever. Interesting. Thanks for coming, Leo. How many years since our last meeting, I wonder? It almost makes me want to reminisce about old times. But let's get down to business, shall we? Tell me about the Ark. According to Sergeant Yoshiki's promise to me, it should be finished this year, correct? We can complete it in the next 2 months, but we don't have the fuel that you're supposed to supply us with. In order to make full use of the engine, we'll need ultonium. Ah, how could I forget? Although, even with my power, it's quite difficult to get my hands on a large quantity of ultonium. Actually, that'd be a difficult order to fulfill even outside of Prison City. Is it absolutely necessary? If we can't produce maximum output when escaping the city, we won't be able to scatter the guards. After that, we can switch to solar energy and somehow manage to fly off. But until then, it's definitely necessary. And see, like, I don't know, this is like, at the beginning I thought it was going to be about the prison and the prisoners, and like the guards were going to be the main bad guys, and we were going to get into how Prison City runs and all that, because that's just like where your mind logically goes with a setting like this. So it does seem odd that the solution we're getting here, instead of being like this whole creative prison break thing, it's like, obviously ultonium's a fuel source that don't exist. This thing is going to be miraculously good at using solar power. It's just like magical science machine to get out, which is, I don't know, it's kind of weird. It feels like you don't really need this setting to do that sort of conclusion. And also we've gotten into like none of the prison itself whatsoever. It's just been the cult stuff. So again, it's not at all what I really thought from the first 5-ish chapters. I see. Well, if I have 2 months, I'll get it somehow. Thank you for being honest with me about the Ark. If we're done talking, I'm going home. Don't rush off like that. It's been too long. Let's have a little chat. I know. I'll have you attend my sermon in 2 weeks' time. I'd love for you to see me speak up close. And the overwhelming number of devotees who will gather to hear me When you see that, you'll be reassured of my greatness. I get it, so I'm leaving. Pick me up. Oh? Yoshiki died, didn't he? And then I love the reaction from the one guy. I knew it. Now I understand your hurry to leave. When one lives as long as I, it becomes possible to see people's death. He and I knew each other for a long time, so this saddens me. I'm leaving. Leo, if it pleases you, you can live here with me, along with all your friends, of course. I promise not to mistreat you. And then he smacks her hand away. I was kind of assuming at first that they were a woman, but now that we've seen their face this chapter, I'm like a little bit more conflicted. So yeah, not meaning to assume or anything, but he slaps their hand away. Don't touch me. I refuse to accept charity from you and your lot. And then they start laughing. I love this artist as well. The way they draw faces is so good. I love their character designs just in terms of like the faces and facial expressions. Good boy. I'm pleased with you. I was right to leave you in Yoshiki's care. Finally the time has finally come. Okay, I thought I was reading, I thought I was accidentally reading the word finally twice. I really thought my brain was messing up there for a second. How many years has it been since we've seen the free world? We have to show our gratitude to those brats. And Leo, or Locke, is listening in. I'm not sure which to call him. I guess for now we should continue to call him Leo. And then we're back. We have a meeting with all the kids. Neat. Sorry, just taking in the art. I love the design. If Gina is the one's name, I love that design with the eye patch. The one with the duck is adorable too. So cute. Too bad for them. No matter how grateful they may be, we don't have even the slightest intention of letting them hitch a ride with us. They're sadly mistaken if they think we're just going to shut up and obediently listen to everything we're told. They're not the ones who will be escaping from this city. It'll be just us kids. So, you're saying that you managed to fool the Pope and the others? The Ark is ready to fly as soon as it has the necessary energy source. But it's the energy source that's the thorn in our side. When it comes to Ultonium, there's no chance we can get any. Even with the Ark completed, we won't be able to move it. Letting them think that is also one of our strategies. The Pope believes that we can't gather enough energy on our own. What do you mean? From what you're saying, it sounds like we can get our hands on Ultonium ourselves. Yep. You should all be pretty familiar with something in this city that's powered by Ultonium. Powered by Ultonium? No way. The guards? Yep. Those guys are powered by a nuclear reactor. Even a single unit carries an incredible amount of energy. Of course, obtaining it won't be a piece of cake, or won't exactly be a piece of cake. That's too reckless. You gotta be crazy to think that the likes of us have any chance against those monsters. Besides, let's just say we managed to get one of them. That still wouldn't be enough to move the Ark, no matter how pure their energy may be. Wait, I get it now. The Inquisitor's playground. There's a mountain of guard units that Delta and the others have destroyed. But how are we supposed to get to a dangerous place like that? You can leave that to us. The Lemming brothers? Unlike you guys, we don't got any special skills or knowledge, but this is something we can do. Interesting. It's a very dangerous task, but someone's got to do it, right? We want to contribute something. Let us do it, would ya? The Lemming brothers are right. I'll go with them. I'm older, and I can make a decent judgment of things. Plus, I'm everyone's leader. I can't stress enough that this is way too dangerous. If we're busted for sneaking into the Inquisitor's area, we're already living in a constant state of danger. If we don't clear this obstacle in our path, we'll never be able to deceive the Pope. I can't tell if this is death flags or not, or if I'm just like being made to think that he's going to be in danger, and they're just playing it off really well. We managed this far. It'll be a walk in the park. And then they all go their separate ways. So, you're Chloe, aren't you? I'm Jem. This is my little bro, Dory. Oh, nice to meet you. We couldn't forget about you after seeing you at Mr. Yoshiki's funeral. We have a favor to ask you. Will you let us touch our boobies? And then her face. Boobies. Boobies. Hey, that's not something you should say to a girl. Look how uncomfortable you're making Chloe. Didn't Mr. Yoshiki teach you that you should be polite to girls? What do you expect? You and Robbie won't let us touch them. Of course we won't. Alright, so I guess Gina and Robbie are the only two girls then, maybe? They're just little kids, so try to forgive them. But it's not a good idea to dress so obviously like a girl. You gotta be careful and hide it. Oh yeah. I guess that kind of makes sense given what we heard from the cultists before. So it kind of makes sense that Gina or like any of the other girls would try to hide it. Especially like in Prison City in general. That makes sense. Chloe, right? Chloe, right. I'm Gina. This here's Rabiko. Nice to meet you. Yeah, you too. From what Keith says, you made it here from the 1st District all by yourself? Is that true? Yeah, I guess so. You don't look like such an amazing fighter, though. And then, listen, Keith, he may put on a cool face in front of everyone, but the truth is that he's pushing himself to act that way. Chloe, if you really are such a skilled fighter, then I want you to be there to help him. And then, just kidding. I hate when characters do this. They have this deep character moment and then they're just kidding. Ah, come on. I'll just ask that you pray for them, that they'll pull through. And now we have a flashback to Yoshiki. You're their leader and their big brother. All the children here love you dearly. With all of you together, I'm sure that you can overcome any number of difficulties. And he shows a gun to him. However, in this city, you must have power in order to protect that bond. So I wonder if this is setting up him taking the gun when they go into the place. And if they're setting that up, then of course they have to be setting up that he's going to have to use the gun when they're in the place. This is just getting more stressful. His little mission with the Lemming Brothers or whatever. Use this to protect your brothers and sisters. Don't use it until then. Yes, that's right. The time has come for me to use this, hasn't it? Oh man. I know I can do this. I'm the big brother. Everyone's big brother. I have to protect them. And Chloe's listening in. Alright, now we have their group heading out. I wonder if Chloe's just going to go with them. I feel like it would be safer that way. Sending her, since she's like, clearly she made it here. So the most capable, you would assume. Alright, we have one of the Lemming Brothers firing off a grappling hook. And they're both climbing in and unlocking the door from the inside. And now we have one of them's going to activate or something. Everything's going to go wrong. We have this huge mound of guards, though. It's again, I mentioned before how it seems like it's turned into seeming like the guards or the people that run the prison are useless. But like, wow, are they kind of useless if this many, like they haven't done anything about this many guards getting taken down? Like during the escape at the beginning of the series, it seemed so dangerous. And now it's like, wow, they seem kind of useless. And then they open them up. Let's take as many as we can carry. Okay, I thought at first, that looked like an empty thing, and I was going to be like, don't tell me the cult took all of the stuff when they stopped them. Let's take as many as we can carry. Alright, and then there's a flash from behind them. And what is some sort of DJ? What on earth is this? They start playing music. The guy's heading out. We see his tattoos and chains. Alright. Yo, little mice. What are you scratching around for in here? There's no point in hiding now. The name's Hunger, and there's no other in this world with a nose to match mine. I can tell exactly where you are from your foul smell alone. And we have child killer hunger. And the whole style of this is so different from the rest of the series before now. This is so interesting. Again, it just makes me bummed out because, like, it feels like we should have had a lot more before this to get to this point. But so, like, imagine if we had more to get to this, then we get this, and then more stuff after it. Like, this is such a different style, but having stuff like this with character introductions would have been so much cooler. It just continuously makes me think, man, I'm bummed out that this didn't get to be, like, really truly full length. Like, these are long chapters, it's 20 chapters and all, but I'm talking, like, this seems like it was meant to be a lot longer. Alright, even God's children are banned from sneaking into our hideout here, and if anyone breaks the rules, it means we can gobble them up. And he pulls a knife. This is fantastic. It's been too long since I've had a bite of a child's flesh. What should we do? Why'd the meanest looking one have to find us? Don't worry. I'll protect us. I don't feel confident. I don't feel good about any of this. At least Chloe might be able to come save them, but I don't feel good at all. The smell of a gun cartridge. Give it up already. Using that thing in your current mental state, you won't be hitting nothing. Old man, is this where you're hiding, or are you over here? You always protected us, and I've carried on your will. Now it's my turn to... Wait a minute. Here you are. Protect everyone. And as he pulls the gun, something takes out the light overhead. And he turns back to look at it. Who did that? Who's the bastard that broke the light? Come out and show yourself. And then Chloe's in the shadows. I don't know what's going on, but this is our opportunity. Let's get out of here while we still have the chance. And then he turns back to them. You ain't getting away. And again we still see Chloe in the background. It looks like she throws something else, and he dodges it. Interesting. The smell. It's the same girl from back there. Or from back then, at least. Seems like you got pretty good eyes. And if you're still here, you must have a lot of confidence in your skills. Yo, give me all the smoke you got. And then the DJ releases smoke through the room. Huh, you should be happy. The stage is set just for you. And I love this stuff. They've done it before throughout the series. Like this one panel, like the silhouettes. Oh, it looks so good. Isn't it perfect for a dance? And we get face reveal. Again, the character designs just look so good in this. Chloe dances with her sword once more to protect the ones she loves. I love the character designs when it comes to their faces. Alright, time to move on to chapter 13 then. So the first thing I see clicking on to chapter 13 is Hachi Bearman, and yeah, I think that was his name, Hachi Bearman, and there's not like black outlines or borders or whatever, so I don't think this is a flashback. I think we're actually seeing the outside. Chapter 13, in the neighboring country where Chloe spent her childhood. He hasn't come by here. Oh, strange that the Colonel would take off somewhere without saying anything. Are we going to get help from Sandberg? He never did that when he was in the army. We have little baby bearmen. Again, like, I guess they're people wearing bear masks, but why are they wearing bear masks? Why? I love it though, but why? Hachi Bearman and Tiny Bearman? Little Bearman? Oh, that's adorable. Interesting. I doubt it's anything to worry about, at least when it comes to him. He'll probably wander back at some point. You're probably right. Oh my god, I love it! The wife Bearman. I saw the Colonel the day before yesterday. The Colonel was passing through the ticket gate heading to the platform at the train station. Which platform was it? I think it was on the far side. Miyako. And that, wait, is that Hachi Sunbear? Wait, who is... I think it was on the far side. Okay, no, that's still just a panel of him thinking. I thought that was somebody else saying that. Okay. Miyako. The colonel might have gone to the neighboring country. He wouldn't. My father's an A-rank criminal in that country. Now I see. Mother. Exactly. He's got something over there that he worries about even more than himself. Again, and I love them. I feel like it would just be, I wish the mangaka had gotten the chance to really draw this out. He's got something over there he worries about even more than himself. I guess everything you did backfired. Then we see an attack cutting through the smoke, and she dodges. Again, the art is gorgeous. That's one thing I can say, though, that maybe it being a shorter series helped. The art is gorgeous. Oh my god, I love the way this series looks. It looks so good. And the smoke closing back up like that, oh, it's so cool. What a pity. Are you really the girl who ran away in a panic that day? Oh, and he was the one, the scent of a female. Okay, that's right. I was like, oh, his tattoos look like the other tattoos we've seen before. I thought it was from the guy like towards the beginning of the series, but no, it was this guy. That's why the tattoos looked familiar. I can't sense any of the fear that I felt from you that time. It's as if you're an entirely different person. Seems like something's changed in you after meeting that pack of brats. Nevertheless, you're still a good woman and we have buttshot, okay? It would be a waste to eat you up. How about... And we have a chain with a lock on the end, flying through the smoke. And it catches her ankle. He pulls back and catches her arm. Again, the art just looks so good. Uh-oh. Don't be making any stupid moves. While you're trying to remove the chains, my knife will slice right through your flesh. Good girl. Yes, that's right. Don't move a muscle. No matter how violent, a leopardess in a cage is still an adorable sight, don't you think? So cute that I want to devour her. First her ears, then her eyes, finally her arms and legs taken, leaving nothing but a pitiable plaything. But you know, and he makes it behind her, no matter how broken, and he is able to catch her wrist. I'll love you forever, babe. I'm just, again, this guy's an absolute creep and all. But, like, the story's great right now, but I am just almost struggling reading this, just getting distracted by how gorgeous the art looks. Like, it looks so good. Well, I'm blown away. You're a real beauty. How very scrumptious you look. And then she pulls another knife. And he's able to notice and react, but she cuts a little through his arm. He lifts his hand up and grabs her by the throat. Oh, is he going to get shot now? This seems like the kind of thing where you think that, what was his name, Keith ran away, but actually, he's about to pop this guy probably. You really are a good woman. Be my woman. That way, you'll enjoy your life in this series. The thing about women is, they're made for loving, and not for killing. Don't you think so too? And then, she's saying something. What's that? 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, what? 2. What are you counting? That is the ultimate play. That is the ultimate play. Just start counting down and just start counting down and have the enemy like, oh my god, what? What are you counting down to? What are you counting down to? Oh. And then everything flips inverted. Huh? He goes flying over on his side. What the hell's going on? He gets knocked over. She picks up her hat while he's laying on the ground. What the hell did she do to me? 1 minute. Even the toughest of men will collapse from blood loss if the artery of their upper arm is cut. I got chills, the silhouette of little G as well. With the arts of an assassination driven into you by the Colonel's training, you're basically invincible. Help me. I never planned on killing you. If you don't save me, then you really are a devil. Help. I'm begging you. I'm sorry. That's not something I'm capable of. As long as you're clutching onto that gun. And we see from the other angle, and I love the angle when he's begging and like we see him turn to her, it looks like he's wearing white, but then the angle with him holding the gun, it's back to the black. As long as your desire to kill me remains. You piece of shit. Oh man, I love this series. And little G just watching as he pulls the gun on her. This one is quite a villain, isn't he? It's almost like looking in the mirror. What will you do? Will you kill again? Once more? You're willing to add to your sins? And then we see her with Locke. And she turns around and slits his throat. He starts falling backwards. I can't run from the sins I've committed, and I'll continue to shoulder that burden. As long as he can keep living on, I'll do whatever it takes. I see. And little G fades again. So that's your answer. Your resolve. Okay. For as much as it went in a weird direction, this chapter might be the best chapter in the series. Oh my god, this chapter's good. And we have Keith running away. And actually, you know, I like that I was wrong. I like that she solved her own problems. Not only was she a badass, was she incredible, but also it continues on the character development she's having with, like, her struggling with judging herself for killing people, but also having to kill people so that Locke and the others can live. It's crazy. It's insane. And I love, too, in the one panel, how you see the destroyed guard robots, but then the silhouettes of the actual real people as well. Man, so good. But we see them running away, and it looks like Keith sees Chloe in the shadows. It couldn't have been. Anything for her brother. No more hesitation, even if it means walking the path of a devil. Incredible. That might have been the best chapter of the series. The first, it's hard. It's hard to beat the first chapter. The first chapter is just such an incredible intro. But wow, that was good. Now moving on to chapter 14, the last for today. Yeah, chapter 13 was incredible, and I'm interested because we kind of just finished that last thing, so I guess we'll see what we're moving on to next. In order to protect the children, Chloe's blade danced in the darkness of the warehouse, and then... Alright. We're seeing the rest of the cult guys. Hunger. He was sliced clean through. Those brats snuck in here, so he tried to kill him, just as the code allows. But they had another mate with him that didn't like that. He even broke the damn light. I never imagined that he'd be taken out by those brats. And they're looking at the cuts. Someone with deadly accuracy aimed for the artery in his arm, then slit his throat. You're saying the kids did this? No fucking way. 9 out of 10 it was the work of that woman. I agree. I thought you might say that, Delta. Even though I still have a hard time believing it. Well, that aside. The bigger problem is why those kids wanted to sneak in here. And Delta flicks the cigarette away. Delta always keeps a close eye on the children, just as he's been told, which is exactly why I've known for some time now just how clever they are. They came in here for the ultonium intestines of these guys. Hang on now, little buddies. I thought you were going to get the Pope to organize the ultonium for you. I'm impressed. I wouldn't expect anything less from the kids chosen by Mr. Yoshiki. One second you think they're only kids, and the next they get the better of you. I'll report this to the Pope. No, this information should be kept just between us Inquisitors. Delta is a really interesting character. You don't mean what I think you do. That's exactly what I mean. And now we see a tattoo shop. Interesting. Weird. Weird. The designs are so crazy. So odd. It's been some time since you've gotten ink done, Your Holiness. Honest the Pope. Ah, yes. Time sure does, time sure flies, doesn't it? This has got to be the weirdest tattoo piece. So odd. I've been coming here since your mother's time, haven't I? It must be at least 50 years since I've been tattooed last. You truly are a god, Your Holiness. I can't imagine you as human. Me? I would die if shot with a gun, or starve if I didn't eat anything. I'm human. I simply don't grow old. It's like the Highlander syndrome from the movies. In Yoshki's country, it's known as an evil spirit disease. Calling it simply a sickness, you must be joking, Your Holiness. Your existence transcends all humans, your intelligence, Your Holiness. There's no one closer to godliness. All people are such imbeciles. Even after explaining that it's nothing but a disease, whether I tell the truth or lie or not, they stubbornly insist I'm a god. Oh wow, that is actually an interesting idea for a character as well. That like, even if they tell them, no, I'm not a god, you're gonna, like, it's a cult leader who, even if they tell them the truth, and they're like, oh no, I'm not special, I'm not like a god or anything, the people still think, oh, you're just being humble, you're totally a god. Well, thanks to that, I've achieved my current status, but I've been sick of it for some time now. All this pretending to be God. I've had more than my fill of these imbeciles and life in Prison City. I finally have an idea of the finished piece. Tattoo that child's face onto the infant on my back. That's the final touch. Is it gonna be Leo? And it's... oh my god, it's so weird. Once I devour that child, all my fun here will come to an end. I'll write the next chapter of my story outside of these walls. It must be out there somewhere. My masterpiece, which shall surpass that of Leo's own story. And then Delta shows up. I'm here to report on Hunger's murder. And then we see the head of one of the things get thrown at a guy. Oh crap. Hey, what the hell are you doing? You've destroyed our precious loudspeaker. And, oh, it's just a speaker. Never mind. And you've done this knowing that it's necessary for His Holiness the Pope's sermon. I must give him a taste of holy punishment. Wait, please. This guy's new here. Can't you find it in your heart to forgive him? Absolutely not. Commence lunch break. A 1-hour interruption of work is allowed. Get out of my sight, you useless scum. Meals will be distributed to all workers. Move quickly to the meal squad. Phew, that was scary. Here, food. Man, thanks for protecting me like that. Don't worry about it. We gotta have each other's backs. I'm Tepe. I've worked here for 3 years now. 3 years. I'm impressed you hung on for so long. This place really is filled with dangerous bastards. But room and board are guaranteed with the job. Life here isn't so bad considering the conditions. And plus, it's risky no matter where you end up in the city. Hey, and it's the one kid. Oh my gosh. Trico? Was that it? Trico? Something like that from the beginning of the series? And the guy in the hood's the guy from the beginning too. Mr. Haku, don't you want to play? I'm in the middle of lunch. What you having? Pickled plums. Cocoa? Save one for me. Hey, Mr. Raccoon. I'm not a raccoon. Oh, and it's the kid. Toriko. Yeah, they're calling him Toriko. Before it was like Trico, right? Toriko. You have to put your hat on. It's too dangerous. You have to hide that you're a girl here. Okay. What are you bunch doing here? Well, we never planned on coming here. We wanted to find a place that someone told us about, but we never found it. Anyways, after that we searched for a place where kids could work safely, with meals and a place to live. So that's how we ended up here. Some things happen, and I've been tagging along with these siblings. But man, this place is way more dangerous than I expected. Yeah, I guess. Who knows when those thugs will have a change of heart and decide to attack. Makes me uneasy. Come on, there's nothing to worry about as long as you don't offend them. Just one thing to remember. It's best to follow along with anything related to the Pope. And make sure you attend the Pope's sermon, no matter what. For them it's an event of utmost importance. You've got to show you're faithful, at least on the surface. Otherwise, your life might be in danger. Don't worry, Big Sis will protect us. Huh? Big Sis? Big Sis? Oh yeah, it's the girl who told us about the Safe District. She saved the lives of these siblings here. Let me tell you, she had amazing skills with a sword. She took out the bad guys in a flash. Wow. I wonder what she's up to now. I hope that they get to escape too. But I mean, I guess maybe they will, because the one that Trico's calling Mr. Raccoon is the one that she's been staying with, right? We'll escape this prison on the day of the Pope's sermon. And Leo's laying out his plan, it looks like. On that day, almost all of his devotees will be gathered in the church. The guard of the flying ship should also be more lax, to avoid putting the Pope on alert as much as possible. I'm going to attend his sermon. Mid-sermon, I'll escape through the manhole in the toilet to the underground passage. Then I'll head to the factory with Keith. I want everyone else to go ahead to the midway meeting point and wait for us there. After meeting up, we'll go to the factory together. All of us have worked hard with this day in mind. Let's make sure our escape is a success. Oh man, your son's become a real honorable guy. Hey Keith, don't you think it's weird how the Inquisitors are behaving? We were spotted, but they haven't even attempted to come punish us. Rumor has it that one of the Inquisitors was killed after that, but we got nothing to do with that, but we happened to be in their playground at the same time. But there's still no signs of movement from them. It's given us the creeps, you know. And he looks over, thinking about Chloe. Chloe? The other night, did you help us when we were in the factory? Huh? Me? I'm sorry, I was at home. I couldn't do anything to help you that night. I'm so sorry. Yeah, you're right. Sorry for saying something weird to you. What was I thinking? No, I'm the one who should apologize. Chloe may have been strong enough to make it here from the First District, but she's not the kind of person who would kill someone. And then she has a serious look on her face as he leaves. And we see, oh man, I love the silhouette of the other guy. Hunger, I'm sorry for lying to you, but if possible, I don't want you to know. And especially, I don't want him to know. A drug overdose. That was Hunger's cause of death. Was it? How odd. According to the whispers I hear, some children managed to sneak in. Probably a drug-induced hallucination. Why would the kids want to sneak into the factory anyway? The only one yelling about brats being there was Hunger himself. Right? Yeah. Hunger's got a good nose, and he said something about the scent of children, but none of us saw any children. You know, Delta, you're not quite yourself today. Is it just my imagination? You should know. I hate rooms like this. I'm itching to get out of here. Yes, I forgot that you were claustrophobic. Plus, one of my juniors kicked the bucket. That stings, you know. Of course, my condolences. And Hunger was so close to riding on God's Ark, wasn't he? What a shame. Unsettling eyes. The moment I stopped trusting this guy, I've seen more and more clearly what kind of a person he is. He has nothing but contempt for me, for all of us. You must think I'm stupid, don't you? That I'm a dog, to be led, begging at the slightest glimpse of escape on your ark. Besides, you don't have any intention of letting us leave on your ship, do you? Not the slightest. Fine with me. Keep on silently mocking us. Watch me outsmart you. I'll be having the last laugh. I really think Delta's such a cool character. The day of reckoning is fast approaching. Man, okay. I feel like these last two chapters really turned me around on the direction of the series. Obviously, you don't need me to say it again. I've said a million times that it's not where I originally thought it was going to go, but there was so much character work in these last two chapters. Chapter 12 was not bad. It totally wasn't. But wow, chapter 13 was one of the best, if not the best chapter in the series. And chapter 14, the character work with Chloe, with Keith. Leo didn't get much character work, but I feel like there's so much there already and so much we're going to continue to get into. We got to see the characters from the beginning again, which I'm excited about. The character work with the bad guys, with Delta and with the Pope is like so good. That was really, really well done. So yeah, absolutely loved this set of chapters. I can't wait to do more, but like I said, it'll be a weekly thing. Next week I'll do the next 3, then the final 3 will be the week after next. At least that's how the plan is. So either way, thank you so much for watching. Sorry if I'm struggling, my throat is like extremely dry. Like if you did like the video, comment down there to tell me what you thought of these chapters, my first thoughts and reaction. Subscribe for more Soloist in a Cage, much more on the channel. Again, once this is over, I have a whole long list of other series to get to. Like I need to do Kaiju or Monster number 8. I need to eventually, I haven't read Jujutsu Kaisen whatsoever, I need to eventually get to that. There's just such a long list of things that I want to read that I need to get to. So yeah, there's much more coming even when we finish this. And if anything new comes out by the same mangaka, I will absolutely check it out. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe, and all that. Follow on Twitter if you want. If you want a link to the Discord server, it's free and open for anyone. Just ask and I can give you a link to it. And if you'd like to help support the channel on Patreon, it's patreon.com/Haku of the Tubes, or a link will be in the description. Either way, that is it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time.